So good day anyone, or anyone who will be joining soon or watching the video later on YouTube. Today I'm going to be showing you a part of my grinding process, and you've seen some videos of me cutting agates, but today I'll be showing you how I treat them before they actually get the polish. This is actually step 2 in the process. Step 1 is actually leveling the agate, so when you cut the agates you end up with two cut pieces and you can see the saw marks on them. Now after that you obviously want the saw marks gone and try to get the edges of the agate level with the rest of the piece. When you've done that, you go on to step number 2, which I'll be doing today, and that is the smoothening process with grit 360. I've got quite a few of them, so this is kind of my workshop. On the left side here, this full bucket it's all agate, which I will be smoothing out today. And in between I'll show you all the agates and you know what I'm working on. If there are any questions, you can ask them in the chat and I will try to respond to them in between the agates. Good day, Claire. Welcome. And indeed it is freezing here as well in the Netherlands, so it's a good day to be inside and to be working on the hobby. So without further ado, I am going to start with the agates. So I've got the agates. I've got my grit 360, which is just the green silicon carbide or silicium carbide, and I'm using a cast iron disc on the machine. It will be turning in a minute, and just using water and flattening the agates. So the start might make a screeching sound. There we go. I am wearing a mouth mask because the particles can sometimes fly around for a bit. And yeah, I'll show you the first piece. It was in the thumbnail. So this little piece is from Malawi, and it's dry now, so if I make it wet we can see the colors, and it's an absolutely amazing piece. This will be done in no time. It should be done in no time. So we have our grit. And this is actually one of my favorite steps. It's in between the coarse grinding and the finished product. But it doesn't need too much attention. As long as the surface ends up being very smooth, you're ready to go on to the pre-polish, which will be grit 800. I don't hope people will think that this is a very quick process, the grinding and polishing of agates, because this is just one of 4 steps that I do. In the end, the first step will take quite a long time, is flattening the agates. It will take 10 minutes up to half an hour or an hour for a single piece sometimes, depending on the cut marks, the saw blade marks. And the middle step is quite quick. Then you have the pre-polishing, which will take a couple of minutes, maybe 5, sometimes 10 for the bigger pieces. And then there's the polish, which might take some time as well. So this is a small agate. It's done fairly quickly. Doesn't need too much attention. The smaller the agates, the quicker it goes. So, hello Hashem, good to see you. So here's one from the one from Malawi. It's ready to go on to pre-polishing now. Stunning little piece, this. And if I were to make it dry, we could actually see that the surface is flat, and it's even. You can even see my finger in the reflection already. So this one is ready to go to 800. Let's go to the next agate, shall we? Next piece up is one from China, from Shanghai, Hebei, the Hebei province. Now this has had a bit of treatment. You can see the fracture here and here, and I actually treated this one with epoxy, so it's hardened out and it should polish out just fine for a good end product. But now it needs step 2, so that's what I'm going to do. Always clear the old grit from the disc before I start. Put some new 360 on, and we are ready to go again. Sometimes I make the agates wet to make sure that if there is any porous material, that grit can find its way inside. It doesn't cement inside, because then you'll have a bigger problem when going to pre-polishing, for example. And this is a very soothing process, this one. It's fairly relaxing. No need to have a whole lot of pressure, just slight pressure, and take your time, and yeah, easy enough. Now once again, ladies and gents, if you have any questions, put them in the chat and I'll try to help you out with your grinding and polishing process. Coming along nicely. It's got some amethyst in there, which is nice. If I'm not mistaken, is it amethyst? Yeah, it is amethyst. Nice. So these first 2 agates have gone by pretty fast. The bigger ones might take a bit longer because of the edges, and I think I can show you that as well later on. Clear away the old grit and show you something nice as well at home. So here it is again, from China. It's flat and all ready to go on to the next step. Gorgeous little piece, this. Amazing reds in there. Okay, let's see what's next. Up next is kind of a mystery to me as well. I'm not sure where this piece is from, but my guess it is from Mexico. And if you look closely at this part, it's kind of rough still. So this is kind of smoothing out. This will take a bit longer because this part is rougher than the rest. You can't really see it on stream, but this should be the end product. Now that's a nice piece. It was an old cut and it had these very big holes. I didn't like it. I cut it again and I appreciate this side much more. So this has got some porous openings and materials, so I make the agate wet as well to make sure that none of the grit actually cements inside the material. Otherwise, polishing and pre-polishing, it will be a hell. It will be nearly impossible to get scratches out there. In between steps, I also have to clean all the agates, clean the disc. It's a very tedious process, but it's, it has to be done. taking a quick glance at how long that one part will take. Oh, it's not too bad actually. It's going well. Good. So the bigger pieces might take a bit more grit, so that's why you can see me adding some new grits in between, making sure that I take away enough of the surface material of the agate to smoothen it out. The smaller ones don't need much, but the bigger ones, they just take a bit more time. And if you want to do it well, sometimes you might want to turn the piece around as well, so you get some different angles on the stone. Looking good. Yep, this piece can go on. So first, now I have all these openings in the agate, and I really need to clear them out. Get all the grit out when it's wet. And when you are finished with a piece, I always put it in a wet bucket, bucket with water, because that way nothing can get stuck or stay stuck or cement inside the agate. So once again, let's take a look at the this piece. Hello, Tigo. Long time no see. I'm not German. I'm from the Netherlands. Hello, Tilo. Good to see you. So lovely piece from Mexico. It will clean up really nicely. Okay, what's next? Up next is a piece I really like myself, and it's one from Malawi sorry, not Mexico, Malawi in Africa. Stunning little piece. It's like a red and yellow flame in there. So once again, pieces are flat, and now we need to smoothen out the surface. This is still a bit rough on the surface. I really like this one. So let's get some new grit on there. There we are. Back to grinding. Another thing I always do, which is a nice tip for anyone starting with a flat lap, is use the entire disc. Go from inside to outside, stay there for a while, go back to the inside, because if you do this, the wheel, it will wear down evenly. If you only stay in the middle, you will get a dent in there, and it will be very difficult then to polish flat pieces still. So make sure to use your whole disc if you are flat lapping. You just don't want it to become hollow. Okay, so this piece doesn't need too much time. The Malawi agate is a small one. Most of the Malawi agates are actually quite small, but they are gorgeous. They have some of the best colors I've ever seen in agate. It's easy to see why people love Malawi agates. Oh yeah, that's good to go. So once more for you guys at home, ladies and gents, to enjoy this little piece from Malawi. Yeah, the bottle says Glasreiniger because it's a window cleaner. Well, it used to be window cleaner. Now there's just water in there. Hello, all the way from Ontario. Welcome. So feast your eyes on this little Malawi piece. Awesome. Let's see if I can pick one from the big box from another location, another country maybe. Yeah, so you see a bit of grit there. It doesn't mean it's not ready to go if I swipe it. It's very even. Yes, Mexican agates hold a special place in everyone's heart, I think, but they are just too expensive. Well, yeah, they're expensive with reason, but you just can't find any rough. Well, if you're from Europe, finding closed rough is impossible, especially now that Andres Carrillo has every claim there is out there. Okay, I just had Malawi. Let's go to Argentina. So another piece that I used a little bit of epoxy on is this Condor agate. You can see it there. It's still white, but I think after polishing it will clear up. So stunning little contrasty piece. Condors tend to be a bit dark, but hey, you take the good with the bad. But this is a very nice one from Argentina. And again, for those of you watching, using grit 360 silicium carbide or silicon carbide if you're from the US. SIC for short. And once again, what I'm doing is all these agates are flat, but they are not smooth enough yet to polish. So this is step 2, which is a grit 360. And after this, when all these agates are done, I will clean the entire disc, clean all the agates, and go on to what we call grit 800, which is the pre-polish. And after grit 800, I will switch out the entire kit. A polyurethane disc will go on here, and then I polish with cerium oxide, the white one, for those of you wondering. However, you see, we need to clean it up a bit more. And once again, use the entire disc, inside, outside, use it all. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys will see this. Most of the agate is flat and is even, and at the top it's a bit rougher. So all this part is even, and at the top you can see it right there, it's a bit rough, denty. I need to fix that. You were very lucky then. Yeah, the Koyamito, you can't find it anywhere. So good on you, well done. I was lucky enough to find some Agua Nueva, which I will be cutting shortly, some old stock Laguna, but they were just small ones. So I did find a few, but it's a never-ending story of trying to find agates. So where the other agates, they went by pretty fast, this one needs a bit more. No disaster, but you just want the whole surface to be even and smooth. So So you can speed up the process, just add a little bit of force, a little bit of pressure. But I don't really like to do it because the disc will wear out faster then. In the best case scenario is that you don't use too much force. The grit sticks to the disc and grinds away the agate and leaves most of your disc alone, but there's always, you know, the wear and tear. And another thing is, don't let it get too dry because it will shoot the agates from your hand if you're not careful enough. It can actually destroy your agates if it flies into the case you're working in. Okay, so top part is smooth as well. This one is done for now. One more quick look for everyone at home at this nice Condor agate. So this is what you want. Amazing material. Very happy with that. So that's what I'm working on, everyone. Look at that. Nice orange and yellow and black. I really like Condors. I think they're underrated. People like them but leave them alone too much, I think. Well, they're amazing agates. So up next, what do I have? I've got some China. I've got some Czech Republic. Actually, that would be nice. So this is actually an own find from the Czech Republic. So as you can see, it's very rough on this side. This will need some work, but. I mean, that's not too shabby. It's dark, yes, but it's very nice. It's got some nice colors, some nice formations in there. But it will need a bit of work. So let's see if I can make it flat. And the best part is I found it myself. It's a bit too much water in here. Tap it off. I'm not wasting any grit because the grit eventually doesn't really mix with the water. It just sticks to it. So that's way better. It leaves a thicker layer on the disc if you don't use too much water. And we're back to it. Remember, folks, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat, and between agates I will probably see your questions. Try to help you out with your grinding and polishing process. But for me, this is a very relaxing Saturday afternoon. Working on some nice dream pieces. Some of these will actually be up for sale, well, not very soon, but I have a Facebook page, VH Agates, as well, and I sometimes offer some pieces there. All for the hobby. So let's turn this one around for a bit. Try to get both sides, as I don't want to put too much pressure on one side. Ideally, you want to have even pressure along the whole stone, the whole agate, so it gets an even finish, even polish. I told you guys it would take some work, but it's actually, it's good. It's good to go already. So it's not bad. Clean the face off. and show you guys, of course. Not going to leave you guys hanging. Own finds are the best indeed. You use diamond pads for polishing right now. Yeah, the thing with diamond pads is they tend to scratch. I've seen friends of mine use diamond pads for the whole process, flattening, polishing, and they always end up having very small scratches or polishing directions. I can't be of too much help with that process, as I'm using a cast iron disc and loose grit, which is a whole different ball game from diamond pads. So what I would suggest is keep on working the diamond pads, but get used to them and just try different things out. The best thing I can say is use enough water. If it's too dry, you will always end up scratching pieces. So definitely make sure it's wet, and find a routine that really works for you. As I found my routine, I had some help from a friend in the Czech Republic as well. Find something that really works for you, even with diamond pads, because they can have nice finishes as well. Although I'm afraid you will always see a tiny amount of grinding direction or scratches, so I'm sorry for that. The interesting one from China. So the next one is from the Hebei province, Shanhua. Very nice contrast in it. So you've got the, it's not really host rock, but these formations are often from calcite, jasper. I think it's a kind of jasper with a tree in there, and some goethite needles, the black ones, and lovely pink agate. So I really like this piece. Yeah, so I'm not a mechanic. Someone built this one for me as well, a Czech guy. He studied engineering. Almost all the Czechs are engineers. I don't know how, but it can be frustrating. I agree with you, but you never give up. You will get there in the end. This one shouldn't take too long, because I think the jasper part, if it even is jasper, is a bit softer, and there's a very thin layer of agate, and apart from that it's quartz, amethyst, so this should be done in no time because it's all soft and it has a druzy pocket. No more than 1 or 2 minutes actually. The hardest part is actually getting a good pre-polish. So. Yeah, like I said, I think it's already done. That's no scratch. So easy one. Make sure I get the grit from the druzy opening, because it runs down. And this is tricky when you're using loose grit. You have the druzy pocket, but it runs through here. So here's where the grit will trap. So you have to be careful with those spots as well. And trap it will. This piece is so interesting with the black in here. Looks awesome. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what I have. I have one from Mexico, and you're going to enjoy it. It's not Laguna, it's not Coyamito, it's not Agua Nueva, but it's actually Candria. It's still Chihuahua, and it's still Mexican, so we love it. So there are some great bands in there, some yellow, slightly pinkish as well. Really like these pieces. Has a very thin fracture. Maybe that will be treated with candle wax later on. But yeah, I really enjoy these Candria agates. Many great bands and snowflakes as well. You can't really see. There's a bit of a snowflake pattern in here as well. There it is. So fairly nice. Sometimes in between I clean the disc and I use my fingers as well, so I can feel if there's any old coarse grit stuck somewhere or I need to clean it better than usual. But nothing wrong with this one now, so let's continue having fun. Oh look, I like this piece. It's awesome. So, coming back to the diamond pads are a great way to get a result quickly. This is a way to get great results, but it will take a lot of time because you start off with grit 120 or 150, and you just need to have patience. Agate it's tough. It's very hard material. 7 to 7.5 on the Mohs scale, so quite tough. Maybe this one will need a bit more grit. Yeah, I think it will. It's one corner I'm not happy with, so some extra grit is needed. You can see the color difference straight away on the disc. And if I'm not streaming this, or if I'm just working for myself, then the sound of this machine is actually all I need. You can put on some music, but you can kind of get into a trance with the machine sound alone. It's just you and the machine and the agate in your hand, which is why I love the hobby, why I do this. And of course, the best step is seeing the end results of your own work when you get to polish the pieces. So a quick look here. There are some scratches on here. That's not good. I did notice that the skin of this agate is actually letting off pieces of black, so carbonated inclusions or on the skin. There might be something on the disc now. Oh yeah, I can feel it straight away. That's not good. Have I got some water? No. So, what I do then is I have a brush. There is something on the disc. I want it off. I want it gone because it ruins the agates. Take some water, brush, and just feed it. And that should do the trick. And of course the brush has to be cleaned in between as well, otherwise you will stay busy with grit on your disc. So when I run my fingers along it now, it's smooth again, it's even. No more scratching material. Glad to see you all hanging around, so let's try to finish this piece. Get the scratches out. Try to get a bit more grit on here. There we go, nice thick layer, should always do the trick. Yeah, something is letting loose on this piece. Once again, inside, outside. I don't tend to stay in the middle too long because you always pass the middle, and so it's very easy to hollow out the disc if you go over the middle too long or too many times. So always go outside, inside, and I'll stay there. of course, keep it wet enough, not too dry, not too wet. If you use too much water, the grit will fly off the disc. There's no use in that. So I'm hoping the scratches are not too deep and I'll get them out soon enough. Should be okay. Yeah, I'm feeling better about the piece already. It's looking good. The thing is, just don't go too fast. It's the same with smaller agates. Just check your work. Just don't think, oh, it's been a minute, I'll take it off and it's good. Always check your work in the light, find scratches, find rough patches, work it all out until you have a very even and smooth surface. Otherwise, you will still see the rough patches after grit 800, or the polishing as well, or you will have a polish on your hand of a half an hour for one small agate, which is just nonsense. Not ideal. Okay, this piece, however, is looking very good now. Great, because I really need to clean this piece. The carbonate, the black inclusion, the carbonate skin here needs to go. It's annoying. Clean my hand a bit as well. Okay, once more, because we love Mexican agates. There it is again. Lovely piece from Candria, or well, it's all from the Chihuahua region, but we call them Candria agates. The closest you get to these are the so-called Picacho agates. If you've heard of those, they're the same thing. Cleaning my hands from the black stuff that came off the agate. Okay, I've got another nice little Malawi for you guys. So here we are. Look at those colours. It's a fracture here, but it's just next to the main face of the agate, so it doesn't really interfere too much with how good this agate actually is. Need to dry my hands for a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm behind with the chat. It looks okay here. Yeah, it's still good. I think Doodle Time was the last one to react. Good. So lovely little orange and yellow Malawi agate. And the only way you have to spend a lot of time on grit 360 is if you went too fast on grit 120 or 150. So if you have rough patches on 150 or 120, keep grinding it until the rough patches are gone. It has to be even and smooth until you even go to 360. The biggest mistake many people make is wanting to go too fast. It's all about patience. Get into the zone. I don't know if I mentioned this. I always try to catch different angles with the agate so you don't get one grinding direction or scratches in one direction. Just go crossways, one side, change it, other side. Like that, you should get an even polish as well. Looking really good. This agate is already done, ready for the next step. So the first agates you do with with this method, they will frustrate you the first 100 even, but if you get the hang of it, it's lovely to work like this. I'm sure you're all wondering what agate is next. So if it's wet, the fracture is almost invisible right now. So there must be something nice in the box still. I know there is. That's the one from Turkey, but it's already done. It needs another 3-6 years of scratch on here. So this sometimes happens as well. So you have a piece like this, and it's finished. It's from Turkey, but on the right, at the top side, you see a scratch running from left to right. It's right on the edge of the light and shadow. It's right there. Now you can see it. Maybe there it is. So you can try to polish it out, which will take half an hour, or you just go back to 360, work it out, go back to 800, and then polish it again. This is one from the Ankara region, a rhyolite agate. To many people it looks like petrified wood, but yeah, lovely little piece, lovely dark brown and yellow. Let's get the scratch out. Shouldn't be too difficult with this one. It's not a huge agate, so. Not going to spend too much time on it. Just smoothing it back out, and then it's ready for 800 again. I already know it's flat and it's even, but just get the scratch out. Can't see it. Yeah, it's fairly quick. This is also a nice one to check out, because if you ever redo a piece that's been polished, there's one trick you can do, and that's just wipe it off. So now you can see as it's dry, and at the end the polish is still there, so it needs just a bit more, only just. And that's enough for me. Otherwise it will take a long time. So I just showed you the polished edge. It still had it. And now there's so little left. I'm okay with continuing. So only this small edge, but that will come out when I pre-polish it. I keep saying 800, but I also use 600 for pre-polish. So there's wet, so you can see the agate again. The next agate actually has a bit of a story, which is, I think it's funny. This piece is actually from a friend of mine from the same club. She bought some rough Chinese agates, and this one was in there. It was all broken up, and the whole surface was just, it was a disaster. She didn't want it. So, well, if you leave it with me, I will take care of it. I mean, I put some work in, and just look at that. Yes, there's underlying fracture here, a bit here, but apart from that, it's a very cool piece. And she didn't want it. Well, you know, give it to me. I'll work it. and maybe she'll be jealous, maybe she'll even buy back someday, who knows, but I really like it, so it's her loss, and I'm happy with it. Maybe maybe she's laughing right now at the fact that I actually mentioned this piece. So let's continue with that one. So it had a little pocket in there, so put some water in there, just so the grit won't get caught in there too much. You need to clean them out anyway afterwards, but keep those druzy pockets clean at all times, in between, after. If there's any grit in there when you're going to your polishing disc, you're done for. If there's any silicon carbide that goes into your polishing disc in the polyurethane, you can throw away the disc, which is, you know, $150 or around 100, 120 euros. I get the feeling that this thing is cleaning up very nicely. Feels good. Oh yeah, it looks amazing. Should be done in no time. Yeah, it should be good. Looks good. So clean out the druzy pocket with the spray bottle. And once again we can enjoy this agate for a little bit. So remember, guys and ladies, if you have questions, put them in the chat and I'll get to you. Try to help you with your grinding and polishing process. It has a bit of an amethyst at the top right there. It looks purple. Lovely piece. Okay, let's go from China to somewhere else. Let's see what I have. Ah, this is fun. This is from Malawi, but a different location than the other one with the bright colors. It has a very different feel to it because it's not Mozambique. Hello, focus. But it does have some pinkish colors in there. It's actually a location in Malawi. So with the brown and the pink and even some water level at the banding here, 1 or 2 lines. This one is going to be quick. So I'm already scanning what I want to show you guys next. I don't want to be, you know, leaning on one location the whole time. We're showing you pieces you've already seen. Because obviously there are a lot of second halves in here as well. I've got the second half from the Mexico agate. I've got the second half of the Condor piece in there. So yeah. Just trying to keep it fun for everyone. I think in total there are about 150 pieces, which have taken me a long time to get flat. And this is good to go. you guys at this nice piece from Malawi. Not your ordinary piece. Let's find a different country. So, okay, it has a bit of a fracture, a small one, but this is a location everyone loves as well. I mean, look at the colors in there. Maybe people in the chat can guess where this one is from. Let me know, what location do you think this is? I'll work on it, and when I get back, I'm going to reveal what location this is. Take a good look. It's got some water level banding and some blue and pink in there. Take a guess. What location is this? And I know there are some agate lovers in the chat, and they really know where this is from. It's not a difficult one, actually. I think it's also done within the minute. It's a small piece. This is something else I do. I tend to draw circles whenever I feel like it. I'm not sure if it has any effect, but it's just a routine. It doesn't really mean anything. I like the movement. To me it feels in a rhythm, so everything stays the same. And if you have that, your polish results will also stay the same, mostly. Oh yeah, that's done. Easy. Okay, let's see if there are people in the chat who actually knew where this lovely little agate is from. I get the feeling that the chat is disabled, so I have people watching but no new mentions. All messages. So no reactions yet, so I'm going to tell you guys where this one is from. This is actually from Agate Creek in Australia. So I'm not sure if people were prohibited from posting reactions. If you could try again, it was on most popular reactions. I'm not sure it's on all reactions now for me as well. So if you have anything to say, join us, and yeah, leave some comments. Always nice to see you guys, hear you guys. So this was Agate Creek, Australia. Let me pick another one. Okay, this is nice. The next one, take a guess, everyone. There's a lot of host material on there, but it's quite the agate. Yeah, looking good. If you have any idea, tell me your country, tell me your location, if you know the specifics even. Try to make a guess, everyone. Oh yeah, and once again, I'm going to use water on the host rock. This will absorb grit like crazy, so I have to be careful with that. I can just see the water disappearing in the agate. Okay. Yep, ready to go. It even feels different when you put the agate to the stone, to the wheel, and there's a lot of host rock. You can hear it, and you can actually feel it. There's a difference in that. Occasionally, pieces of the host rock will get loose, and you can feel it under the agate. It shoots underneath it. It's not a great feeling, but well, it happens. Again, two directions, especially when agates have a druzy pocket. I always take two directions to grind in, because the grit will get into the druzy pocket and then it will get dragged out in the direction you are grinding in. So if you take two directions, it erases traces it makes in one direction. So grinding directions or circles again. It's looking good. Yeah, that's ready to go. First get all the grit from the post rock, which is annoying in this one. There's so much of it in there. But yeah, let's see who made a guess. If there are any guesses. No guesses. Or I just can't see them. Maybe YouTube is just messing with me. We've got 49 people watching. That's awesome. So if you're in here, if you want to support this, leave a like. This one is actually from Mexico, from the Agua Nueva claim. So Agua Nueva, that's the yellow and the pinkish red. It's not really red, it's between pink and purple, I guess. I'm not sure what to call the color. Well, yeah, this is from Mexico. Let's go on to the next piece. Let me find something. What's this? Okay. I just grabbed one from the bucket. New round. There are new chances for you guys to guess where this piece is from. It's an easy one if I show this side. It's very nodular. Very round as well. So what location do you think this is from? A few very thin fracture lines. One at the top there, one at the right, but overall it's a very great piece. Lovely flow channel on the left and on the right. Just stunning. I like this piece. So while I'm working, I hope to see some reactions when I get back. Where do you think this is from? Leave a reaction in the chat, everyone. Okay. The whole center of this agate was filled with calcite, so I don't think I will need too long with step 2 for this one. Well, only the outer layer was actually agate, so. Ready for a quick check. Let's see, that side is good, that side is good, and it is good. Step 2 done. So once again, nice little agate. Not seeing anything in the chat, so I guess I'll have to tell you guys again where this is from, or just tell you guys. This is also an agate from China, from the Hebei region. Welcome everyone who is watching. So this piece is now ready to go on to grit 600, so the pre-polish. It's fairly even, it's flat. You can see a bit of reflection on there, so ready to go. Next one. Next one is a big boy. It has some fractures, but I am grinding it anyway. I use some epoxy to treat it here. You can see the white lines, which are epoxy. But if I make this agate wet, you can see why I want to grind and polish it. And the special thing about this agate is it's an own find, again from the Czech Republic, so I'm very happy with this piece. It's a chunky, big agate, so really like it. Get some grits on here, big piece. The host rock is crumbly as well, so it could be a problem, but you know, I'll just do my best. It has an easy hold, by the way. It's fairly nice and easy to work this agate, even if it's big. I can hold it like a mouse for a computer. It might take a bit longer as well. I'll check in a minute what the agate looks like, if there are any rough patches. If not, then I probably did a very good job with the first step, the grit 150. For those of you tuning in, this is grit 360, which is the second step. After this is 600 or 800, and after that is polishing. Not today though, but still, those are the steps in the process. Okay, so this is a good example that I really need to keep working on an agate. Here you can see it. At the top, it's dry and rough, and at the bottom, it's smooth. So this will need more work. Yeah. And with bigger agates, it just takes a bit longer. I think I'll do one more after this one, because this one will take a while. Maybe if I put a little pressure on it, it will be a bit quicker. And once again, using the middle side and the outer side of the disc as to not hollow it out. Okay, and a quick check tells me it still needs a bit of work, especially near the edge. Oh wow. So there's a very small edge on it, meaning I need to work some more. What really helps when you cut pieces and grind pieces like this, the agates, is to have a keen eye of your own mistakes, because you will find a lot of them during the process. It might even be that I'm going to put this one away after this round and continue it off stream, because like I said, some agates will take a lot of your time. It's just how it goes. I'm putting quite some pressure on here, probably 4 or 5 kilograms of pressure, maybe even more. Leaning my weight into it, maybe it's 7, 8, 9 kilograms of pressure, I'm not sure. Don't really want to, but I need to. Oh, it's okay now. Yep, this one is ready. Good. I was afraid it was going to take a very long time, this piece, but it's alright now. It's starting to look really good. Just give it a quick rinse and I'll show you guys once more before it goes into the bucket. Matrix letting go a lot of loose material. So here it is once again. Lovely, nice own find from the Czech Republic. Really like this piece. Okay, and I'm going to switch to the last one, the last piece for now, on stream. The rest is awesome. Jesus, a lot of material on my hand. Yeah, oh, I found one which is interesting. A very up and coming location is this one. Thanks for the hearts. It's this one. It is from Sumatra. Up and coming, great location. Amazing bands in there. Look at the red color in there as well. Absolutely lovely piece. If you look at the skin, it's river worn. Yeah, just awesome. Trying to get the focus on the bands here. Not work. Oh, there it is. It's got parallax as well. You can see the shadow moving around in there. Front of my index finger. Look. Love the shadow. So last one for now. I'll finish it off. Sumatra has got some of the most amazing agates in the world. Not all of them have amazing colors, but the bands in Sumatran agates, when you have a good one, they're just insane. Maybe I can show you a few agates after this that I'm working on, just, you know, for show, so you can see what I'm going to be working on in the future. Maybe even offer on the website, on the Facebook page, I mean. So there is a Facebook page, and I offer some agates there as well. So try to find VH agates. And this is looking very good. It's smooth, so this can go onto grit 600. Clear out the disc for a bit. I can hear my girlfriend walking in right now, so let's take a quick last look at this agate from Sumatra, which is really awesome. Great location. Some party emojis there, probably because my girlfriend walked in. Really nice piece. I can show you a few more that I'm working on. So some Chinese ones. This one, this is insane. I don't think this will be up for sale soon. Yay. But this is crazy. One of the absolute favorites. And in real life it's a bit more red. It's a bit redder and a bit more orange, but crazy piece. Got a small one as well. They're not huge, but yeah. Got a whole bucket full of this material. Is this a Czech agate? Small, very small Laguna one. For those of you who like Mexican agates, it's not what you expect. It's not all of them are fantastic, but this one's got some red color in there, a few bands, so you can get the focus on it. Not really. There it is. All right, so some lovely pieces to work on in the future. The Condor one, nice little Malawi piece as well. So all in all, there is enough material to have some fun in the near future. Removing this thing right now. Had enough of that. Right. And let's see if I can turn this one around. Okay, everyone. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope I could teach you something, maybe help you with, you know, grinding and polishing your own agates. If you have any questions and you decide to put the comments below this video once I'm done streaming, I'll try to get back to you as well. And For now, have a great day. Make sure to check out my other videos as well if you want to, and maybe even visit the Facebook page. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next live or video.